This conference will now be recorded.
So it's a common question in every interview. How can we maintain the state between the various batch jobs? Whatever the batches are available inside your batch job, how can we maintain the state between the various batches inside your batch job? Now let's see practically with the help of state management concept. And how can we maintain the state? If you're not maintaining the state, then what will happen? We'll see first, then we'll see how can we implement or how can we maintain the stateful implementation between the various batches inside our batch programming. We'll see practically. Okay. For example, so let's take a small use case. For example, I'm having so many lead records inside my lead object. Totally, we are having that. Let me take the different organization which is having some more number of records. So now inside this organization, I'm having some lead records. So when you observe this lead records inside my object, I'm having almost 620 lead records available. Okay, I have totally 620 lead records are available. Each lead record contains its own values, like the first name, last name, email ID, annual revenue, rating value, industry, annual revenue, all the fields information about. Now my requirement is, I want to collect all these lead records available inside the object. I want to collect the total sum of all the annual revenue values. Okay. Whatever the 620 lead records are available, I want to collect all the 620 lead records annual revenue values. I would like to make it as sum. That sum value I want to send to the people in the form of an email notification. Through my batch job, I would like to collect the sum of all the 620 lead records annual revenue values sum. How can we do this one now? Now tell me your approach. Same batch answer, no change. Batch concept. Through batch programming, how can we do? I want to split all these 620 lead records into the various batches, where I want to have each batch can have maximum of 10. Okay, each batch should have 10. How can we implement the batch class? Okay, now tell me how can we write this batch class now first. Okay, now tell me the batch class syntax first. I want that batch class syntax. Global class, global class, class name. I'm indicating the calculate leads total revenue batch implements database dot batchable. Okay, batchable of next. Okay, global. Query locator star. Next. Here, what is the parameter? Batchable. Okay. I'm having two more methods. Execute. What are the parameters are there? Database start, batchable. Then list of started. Okay. Lead records. One more. Global wide finish. Database dot batchable context. Okay. Now these are syntax. Okay. Now what is my requirement basically here? I want to collect all the lead records from the lead object, okay, which are having some annual revenue. When connecting a lead object, three fields are mandatory. First one is last name, second one is company, third one is state. These are the three fields are mandatory. Annual revenue field is not a mandatory. So there might be some lead records inside my lead object whose annual revenue field value may be null. In this case, I don't want to consider those records because if I'm collecting those records also, it's a waste of time for me. It's a waste of resources. For that one, I don't want to collect those lead records whose annual revenue value equals to null. So I want to collect only those lead records whose annual revenue value not equals to null. That means which is having some value. I would like to collect those lead records and then I want to split them to the various small batches of size 10. I want to collect each batch records. I would like to start calculating the total revenue value. Okay. So now in this case, now in this case, how can we implement the batch class? Now let's see practically in this case. And then upon executing the batch class, what kind of results it will produce, and then how can we maintain the state? We'll see practically. Okay. So let me create a batch class. Now it will calculate, okay, the total revenue of the lead records inside my batch program, inside the organization. So let me go to the developer console. I would like to create a batch class. I'm creating a batch class. Calculate leads total revenue batch. Calculate leads total revenue batch. I'm creating a batch exam with the name calculate leads total revenue batch. Now initially we need to make that class as global, and then we need to implement the class with an interface called as database start batchable. Okay, database start batchable of this. Now inside this database start batchable interface, we have three methods: start method, execute method, finish. Even though you may use that method, you may not use that method. Mandatorily, we have to provide the implementation for all these three methods. Because these three methods are abstract methods. Abstract means which is having the function definition. That's it. There is no implementation part. There is no implementation will be available as part of interface methods. Okay, interface will be having all the methods are abstract methods. That means these are non-concrete, which are not having any implementation part. Just the method definition is available inside this. Okay, now. So now here in this case, I'm going to providing the implementation for this interface methods. So I'm providing the implementation global database start query locator start. And then I'm providing the next method global void execute. Global void. So these are the methods are available. I'm providing the parameters also. Database start batchable. Here I'm having that parameter batchable context. B context and list of subject. Leads to processing. And the third one, database dot batchable context. So now here I'm preparing the three methods inside my interface, inside my class. So now this is my batch class. Inside my batch class, I'm implementing one interface called as database start batchable interface. Now this batchable interface is having three methods: start and then execute and the finish method. For these three methods, I'm providing the implementation. Okay. Now. So now here in this case, now what can she be done? As part of start method, what can she be done? We need to collect the records. How can we collect the records? By using this workable query. How to execute the reciprocable query by using normal static reciprocable or dynamic reciprocable? Dynamic. In this case here, what is that method we need to use to execute that query? Get query. Why can't we use database start query? Why should we go for database start get query locator? Why can't we go for database start query method? Because of dynamic executable queries were executing by using database start query method, right? Then why can't we use that one?
We store into the temporary memory.
Okay.
For that we get
now, for example, if you are using database start query method, how many records it will return? 50,000 records. But how many records I want? More number of records, millions of records. If we want to get more number of millions of records, then we have to use database start get query locator. Okay, that too, whenever I'm getting some millions of records from the database, then all those records we can't accommodate inside my collection, which will require more size. So that we are storing those records inside the temporary memory. From there, we will start dividing those records into various small pieces. So that we are using the help of database start get query locator. Okay. So now preparing the query. String leads query equals to, I'm preparing the query here. Select ID of the lead record and then first name of the lead, last name of the lead, and then I need that annual revenue value. Annual revenue from lead where annual revenue not equals to. That means whatever the lead records are available, whose annual revenue value is not null, only those lead records. Because here I want to collect those lead records information, I want to make the sum of all the records annual revenue values sum. I want to make the total of all the lead records annual revenue values, and then I want to send that notification to the end user. So now for that one, I'm collecting only those lead records whose annual revenue value is not null. Now, once the record has been getting collected, then how can we execute this query now? Database start get query locator. Okay, we can specify that leads query. Now, so then when coming to this method, the method is going to be executing the specified reciprocable query, which will collect the records up to 50 million. All the records are placing inside the temporary memory. The temporary memory starting address we need to return to whom? To the start method, okay, to a class called as database start query locator class. So that I'm returning the starting memory by using the return statement. With the help of the return statement, whatever the starting memory address of those lead records are available inside the temporary memory, the starting memory address I'm going to be returning to the database start query locator class, which is going to be collecting that starting memory address. Based on that, will go to the location. It will be splitting them the records to the various small pieces based on the size. Okay, clear up to this part? Now, next one. Now tell me what needs to be done in this case. Creating the list by. What is my requirement? I need to collect all the lead records information. I need to collect every lead record. I would like to make it sum. That's it.
We divide the temporary memory into the small pieces.
Okay.
For that we take the list.
Okay.
For getting that record.
Okay.
That's why we create a list here.
No, we don't need to create the list. Here already the list is available, which is having the lead records in the form of a batch. Okay. Now, as soon as whenever I'm using the start method will be collecting those records, and then those records are going to be dividing them to the various small pieces as part of start method. It will divide the records to various small pieces. Now, the start method is going to be collecting the first batch record. Assume that it is having 1 to 10 records are available inside the first batch. Now, the start method will collect that first batch record. The first batch records are passing to the execute method. Now, we are having that batch one. In this batch one, we are having the records from 1 to 10. What is my requirement now as part of this execute method? I need to iterate this collection of records one by one, collect each and every lead record, get the annual revenue value, make the values sum. Okay, I need to make the values sum. So in this case, once the first batch records annual revenue sum is over, then it will be informing to the start that I'm done with the first batch. Please pass the second batch. Now it is passing the second batch records also. Get the second batch records, make the sum values, and then inform to the start method. It will pass in the third batch record. Like that, this process will keep on continuing till all the batches are been getting processed successfully. And finally, we need to send that email notification to the user, the finished. So in this case, to store the total annual revenue value, I'm going to be defining a variable. Okay, I'm defining a variable of type currency. Because annual revenue is of type currency field is referencing a decimal data type, so that I'm defining a variable. I'm defining global decimal total leads revenue. Initially, I'm indicating 0.0 because it's a decimal variable. Initially, I'm indicating. Because to hold the sum of all the values, we need some variable, right? So for that one, I'm using that leads total revenue. So this is the decimal type because here I'm going to be performing the sum of all the annual revenues. Annual revenue is nothing but currency type, which is referencing decimal data type. So I've defined one decimal variable here, which will be holding the all the lead records total annual revenue values. Okay, clear? Now let's see how can we implement this one. Now the start method is collecting the first batch record. It will collect the first batch record. That batch record is passing to my execute method in the form of a collection called as leads to process. Okay. Now I need to iterate this collection. Okay. For each and every record from the collection. What is my collection name? Leads to process. Each and every element will be in the form of what here? Yes object type. So collect each and every yes object element. Yes object subject. Collect each and every element from this collection. Every element in this collection will be in the form of yes object type. So I'm collecting each and every yes object element from the collection. Now once the yes object element has been getting collected, we need to convert them back into our actual type by using explicit typecasting. I need to convert them back into the what type? Lead type, because these are the lead records. So now I need to convert into lead type. So now I'm indicating LD record equals to, I'm converting into the lead type. Okay. So now whatever this object element is available, this record I'm going to be converting into my lead type, and I'm storing inside my record called as lead record. Now, once the lead record is available, from there we can able to get the annual revenue value. So how can we get the annual revenue value? Lead record annual revenue. We can get the annual revenue value. Now then what we can do in this case? I need to make it sum. Now in this case what we can do? Total leads revenue. Plus equals to LD record annual revenue. Right. That means what here I'm using that. Okay, I'm using that plus equals to. Why I'm using plus equals to in this case here? But that means here initially I'm going to be having the total leads revenue value is 0. I'm collecting the first lead record. Get the first lead record. Get the annual revenue. Add into that variable store inside. Get the second lead record. Can convert into the lead record here. Get the second lead record annual revenue value. And then perform the addition. And then third lead record, fourth lead record. So that this is a continuation process. Here for that one, I'm using that plus equals to. That means by end of this iteration, whatever the 10 lead records are available inside the first batch, those 10 lead records annual revenue, some value will be available inside the variable total leads. Like that, this process will keep on continue till all the batches. So once all the information has been done, once all the batches have been getting processed, finally, I want to send the email notification. Here I'm not performing any DML operation. So what is my requirement? Just need to collect the records, calculate the total revenue, send it to the user. We are not inserting, we are not updating, we are not doing anything. So that I'm not performing any DML operation. Just I'm collecting the data, I'm going to be calculating the total sum. I want to send it to that user through an email notification. Okay? Clear? Understood this concept now? Then how can we send it to that through email notification? I need to prepare that email programming course. Already we have prepared that email programming course. I'm going to be collecting this email programming code. So I'm preparing this code. So this is the method which we need to use to send the email notification. In the previous class, we have prepared this email notification, but upon sending this notification, I want to send the total revenue also. What exactly the total revenue value we have received, I want to send this total revenue value also to the user in the form of email notification. So that here I'm going to be preparing one more variable inside this parameter. Decimal total revenue. Okay, decimal total. That means I'm passing that batch job information along with that total revenue also, because if the total revenue value is not part of that batch class, it's a separate value which we have collected. So I'm passing that parameter also. Now inside my code, I'm including this value as well. I'm indicating total annual revenue. I'm indicating total revenue value in this case. Now the batch class name also, I'm going to indicate it. My batch class name I'm specifying inside this. So this is my batch class. Total revenue base. Same. Total leads only here in the batch class. I need to pass this value to my method as a parameter. Okay. So I'm indicating this one. Okay, weekly batch job status notification alert. I'm indicating this message. Now let me save this code. So now my class is running. Okay, in order to send the email notifications to the people. Now to send the email notifications, I'm going to be indicating which batch job that you have processed, that batch job information, how many batches are there inside that, how many batches have been processed by Salesforce, how many batches have been failed. The whole information I would like to forward to the people. Along with that, I want to send that what is the total revenue value of that are the lead records. So I'm passing the additional parameter over here. Check to my method. So now this value I'm going to be representing inside the email content, so that we can send this whole information also to the user. Now, so let's go to that batch class. So in this batch class here, we are going to be collecting all the lead records. I'm going to be making the sum of all these lead records information. Now I want to send the email notification. Now tell me how do we do it? First of all, we have to get the status of our batch job. How can we collect the status of the batch job? Async Apex Java. Okay, now we have to. So now async Apex job, I'm indicating some job details. How can we query that batch job status information through programming? Select ID, status, columns. Okay. Total job items. Job items processed. Number of errors. Okay. Created by email from async Apex job, where ID equals to ID. How can we get the ID? No? Job details.id, no? I need to get the job details. What is that? How can we get that idea of the batch job which has been allocated by Salesforce? Get job ID. Okay, then from where we can get that method? Where that method is available? In which class? Batchable context. Then how can we refer the batchable context? By using vContext, right? vContext dot get a job ID. Okay, methods are important. Okay, please refer the classes and the methods. If you do the practice, you can remember all the things. Okay, don't refresh the method every time. Okay, don't refresh your memory also. Okay, till you are getting the job. Okay, please keep on update that memory. Okay. Once you get the job, then we are having Google. No problem. Don't worry. Okay, we can copy the code. We can paste the code also from Google. Now, so now getting this case, I'm going to be collecting the details of the batch job. Okay, once the batch job has been done, then I would like to collect the batch job status information from Async Apex job object. Async Apex job is a standard object in Salesforce which will store all the organization's batch jobs information. All the batch job status information results will be storing inside that Async Apex job object. So based on your current batch job ID, I would like to get the details of my batch job. So I'm getting the idea of the batch job, status, total number of batches available, the number of batches processed by Salesforce, number of batches has been failed, and then who has initiated this batch job, that person's email ID. I'm collecting from Async Apex job based on the batch job ID. So now to collect that current batch job ID, we are using the class that is batchable context. Batchable context is a standard class which establishes the communication channel between all the three methods inside the batch, which will be allocating the batch job ID also. Based on the batch job ID only, these three methods will be communicating with the help of the scheduled channel. So that through that channel, I'm going to be collecting the ID of the batch job. Based on that current batch job ID, I'm getting the whole status information. Once it is available, then I'm sending the email notification to the people. How can we send the email notification? To send the email notification, we are having that class called as messaging utility class. Messaging utility dot, okay. Send a batch job status notification email. Then what are the parameters we need to supply right now? First one is job details I need to supply because both the parameters will be same. Next, the second one, what is the parameter here? Leads total revenue. Okay, leads total. So now here in this case, I'm going to pass in that. Whatever the batch job details are available, I'm passing to the first parameter. In the second parameter, I'm passing the decimal value that is called as the total leads revenue. Okay, so now here I'm going to be collecting all the batch jobs information, and then I'm going to be collecting the status and sending the email notification to that person. Okay, clear? Now, so now let's see how can we execute this batch job right now. How can we invoke this batch job? Okay, creating the object of the batch class. Okay, then next. Pass the parameters what? Use some vState. Okay, don't re-render every time. How to execute the batch class? Creating the object of the batch class. Fine. Next, what is the second step? Invoke the batch job. How? Database start. Execute simply or what? Execute batch method. Right. Okay, we have to use database start. Execute batch method. In that execute batch method, how many parameters we need to supply? 2 parameters. What are those? Batch class ID, okay. Second one, size. Right. So now here we need to invoke the batch job. My batch job is over. Now I would like to invoke the batch job. Okay. Now, so now let me explain that whole code. Whatever we have done. So now I'm collecting all the lead records available inside my lead object. Okay, whose annual revenue value is not null, and then I'm going to be placing those records inside my temporary memory. From there, I'm dividing those records into the various small pieces. So once the records has been divided them to the various small pieces called as batches, each batch I'm collecting. Once the lead records batch have been collected, then I'm going to be converting the rest of the type element into my own type by using explicit typecasting. And then I'm collecting the lead records annual revenue value. I'm making it sum inside a variable. That variable name is total leads revenue variable. I'm storing all the 10 lead records annual revenue value sum inside the variable. Once all the lead records sum has been getting calculated, I'm sending the email notification to the user using that solution. That means this execute method will be executing for till the number of batches that we have. I'm having totally 620 lead records are there, so you will be having the 62 batches will be available. Okay, maybe 62 or 60 or whatever, depends upon the number of lead records. Okay, whose annual revenue value is not null. Okay, so now if all the records are having the annual revenue value, then you will be having 62 batches. Okay, now, so in this case, all the 62 batches will be getting processed by using this execute method. Finally, we will sending the email notification with the help of the class as messaging utility class. We are sending the email notification by giving the details of the batch class along with the total leads annual revenue value also. Okay, clear? No. So now let me execute this batch class right now. So let me go to the execute anonymous window. In this execute anonymous window, I'm going to be creating the object of the batch class. So now my batch class name is calculate leads total revenue. I'm indicating the object name as leads revenue equals to new calculate leads total revenue batch class. Now and then invoke the batch class. How can we invoke the batch class? By using database start execute batch. I'm indicating the two parameters. The first parameter will be the leads revenue, nothing but object of that batch class. Second one, I'm giving that batch size as 10. Okay. So now we need to pass that batch size. How many number of records you would like to allow per batch? Okay. So now I'm going to be dividing the records to the various small batches of size 10. And then finally, I will be receiving the email notification also. So we have specified my email ID also inside this to receive that email notification. Okay. So let me go to my email account. Okay. So now here in this case, I'm receiving the email notification from the Salesforce instance once the batch job has been executed successfully. Okay. Once the batch job has been processed successfully, I will be receiving the email notification from Salesforce. Okay. So now let me execute the batch job. Click on execute. Request has been sent to the server. It will process my batch job. It will send the email notification. So we'll be receiving that email notification once the batch job has been executed successfully. So let me refresh this user interface so that I can receive the email notification of Salesforce. So we have received the email notification from Salesforce. So now weekly batch job status notification alert. Okay. Now this is the idea of that batch class, which has been allocated by the Apex queue. Whenever I'm pushing a batch job into my queue, Salesforce is going to be allocating an ID that is called as the batch job ID. We can able to collect that batch job ID with the help of this, the batchable context dot get job ID number. This ID has been allocated by Salesforce. Now we are able to see the whole information. So now here in this case, it is indicating the whole details over here. So this is the batch class name. The status is completed. Number of batches are 61. Number of failed batches are 0, and the revenue is 0.01. Why is revenue 0.0? We have so many lead records, right, which are having some annual revenue value. Like for example, when you go to my lead object, I'm having so many lead records are there which are having the annual revenues like as 14 lakhs, 14 lakhs, 14 lakhs, 14 lakhs, like that. So many lead records are there. But why it is showing the values you are finding? Don't we have any lead records inside my object which are having annual revenues? Yes, so many lead records are there. Then why it is giving this value 0 finds? If it is not getting the value, it has to show the error message. If the batch job has been failed upon processing, it will send one email notification to you with the of the script errors also. What exactly the script has been executed, what kind of exceptions has been occurred, it will send the email notification to you directly. Why? We have supplied the value to the method also. Hmm. Okay, even though we are not returning anything, we are sending email notification. Why? Why I am getting the value 0 points? You know, already we have discussed this point. It's a global. It's a global variable I have defined inside the dashboard. It's a global variable. Why I'm getting the value 0.0 even though I'm having so many lead records which are having the annual revenue. Why? What is the reason? That testing is fine. No change. It's a currency, right? Currency is decimal. One small point, already you know. Before for loop, then why we are receiving that value 0.0? It is getting the initial value bar correct. That's why. Not required because these methods are inbuilt, defined by Salesforce. Those are wide only. We can't change the data type. Why? Why? That's why. You are coming to the point. You are coming to the point. It is not updating.
Refresh.
Right, right.
Value is not the refresh.
No action color. Action color is separate yesterday over.
Actually, that value is not over there.
Why? Why it is not over that?
Not over there.
I told you that point clearly during the batch class. Just a small part. Now, so let me explain that. Okay. So now let's see. For example, let me explain on the board so that we can understand more. For example, I'm having the two batches are available for it. Okay. I have two batches. Batch 1, which is having some lead records, which are lead 1, lead 2, lead 3, lead 4, lead 5. 5 lead records are. Each lead record is having some value, some annual revenue value. It is having some 5 lakhs. Second lead record is having some 2 lakhs. Third lead record is having some 4 lakhs. Fourth lead record is having some 5 lakhs. And the fifth lead record is having some 7. These are the annual revenue values. I'm having the second batch also. Batch 2. Okay, second batch. In this batch 2, I'm having again 5 lead records. Lead 1, lead 2, lead 3, lead 4. So now in this case, I'm collecting each and every batch record. I'm going to be calculating the sum. So now inside the second batch also, we are having 5 lead records. These are having some annual revenue value. So I can ask 7 lakhs, 1 lakh, 4 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 9 lakhs. These are the annual revenue values. I'm having totally 10 lead records are there. I'm splitting these records into the 2 batches of size part. Now in this case, what will happen now is, so in this case, first of all, Salesforce is going to be collecting all the lead records from your object, placing inside the temporary memory, splitting them to the various of small pieces like that. In the batch 1, we are having 5 lead records. In the batch 2, I'm having 5 lead records. Now, so now the start method will collect the first batch record. It is passing the first batch record to one execute. What this execute method will do basically in this case? What we are doing inside this execute method? In this execute method, I am collecting each and every lead record which is passing by the start method. Start method has separate one batch record, that batch record is there inside the collection leads to process. I am collecting each and every record, but the record is in the form of a subject tag. But I am converting this record into my own type with the help of the explicit text casting by using lead record. Collect that lead record value. From that lead, I am collecting the annual revenue value. That annual revenue value, I am going to making it sum to the total lead revenue variable. Now this is the variable. For example, I am having a global variable. Total leads revenue. Initially, it is having the value 0.5. Now, this is the first batch record. So now we have collected the first batch record by using that from the start method. The execute method is collecting the first batch record. These are the first 5 batch records are available inside the batch. It will collect that first record from this the batch 1. In the batch 1, it is collecting the first record. What is the value? 5. And that will be added. Total leads revenue plus equals to the first lead record annual revenue. Now in this case, it is collecting the first lead record revenue value. Now the value will be total leads revenue. What is the value now? Initial. It is collecting the first record. Now the value will be 5. Next, it is collecting the second record. What it will do? 2 lakhs plus 5 lakhs. So now the value will be 7. And the third record. Now 7 lakhs plus 4 lakhs. This will be 11 lakhs. Now the fourth record. 11 lakhs plus 5 lakhs. 16. And then next one. Now 16 lakhs plus 7. 23 lakhs. Now this value will be storing where? Inside my 23 lakhs will be available inside my variable, that is total leads. With this one, batch 1 is over or not? Yes, batch 1 is over. Now, in this batch 1, okay, in this batch 1 is over, we have collected the total lead revenue value. Once the batch 1 is over, now the execute value is informing to the start. Okay, that I'm done with that batch 1, please give me the second batch. In this case, what will happen? Then in this case, what happened? Whenever one batch record processing has been done, before moving to the second batch, whatever the ground limits has been given by Salesforce, that will be getting refreshed after the session. So now once it is refreshing the ground limits, it will be refreshing this variable also. Okay, now it will be storing that 0. Now when you come to the second batch, again the value will be resetting to 0.0. Once the third batch is over, 0.0. At the end of the last batch, it will be indicating 0.0. That's what you are getting the value 0.0 in this case. Okay? Because that already told you when coming to the batch processing, Salesforce is maintaining each and every batch records inside a separated transaction. Every batch will be treating like as a discrete transaction. Once the transaction is over, whenever we are going to the next batch, one more transaction will get started. In that transaction, you will be getting the fresh limit of on the limits. Along with that, variable values also will be getting reset to 0. Because of that, we are getting the value 0.0. But now, what we can do? What we need to do? Right. In this case, what needs to be done? By end of that batch 1, I am getting the value as 23 lakhs. Okay, 23 lakhs. What I need to do? I don't want to lose this value. I want to carry forward this value to the second batch also. Okay, I want to carry forward this value to the second batch also, because in this batch 1, 5 records are there. For this 5 records, we got the total revenue value as 23 lakhs. We are having some more batches are available for which we need to do the calculation. So that here, the first batch will be having 23 lakhs. I need to pass this value to the next batch. Okay, now you need to pass this value, carry forward this value over. But in this case, when we enter the batch programming is purely a stateless implementation. It's purely stateless implementation that one batch processing results cannot be remembered in the next batch. One batch records results cannot be carried forward to the next batch results. So that once the batch is over, transaction is over. If the transaction is over, then it will be losing the data here. It will go to the next transaction. The fresh transaction will be available. Fresh limits are available. Fresh values are available. For each and every batch, Salesforce is maintaining a separate transaction, so that in each transaction you will be getting that fresh limit of values. Okay, the values also will be getting reset to 0. But now what is my requirement? I don't want to lose this value. I want to carry forward this value from this batch to this batch. Now in this batch 2, how many records are available? 5 records are there. What is the total revenue in this case? 9 to 11, 15, and then 16, and then we are having 23 again. So now this 23 plus 23, what is the value now? 46. Okay. Now I would like to collect this 46 lakhs. Now this 46 lakhs value would like to pass to the batch 3. In that batch 3, some more records are there. I am getting, for example, some 50 lakhs total value. Now this value would like to pass to the batch 4. Like that, I want to pass this value to all the batches at the time. Okay, that means what? We can't carry forward that one batch records results into the next batch. Okay, so this is the problem that we have when coming to that batch processing. In this case here, if you want to maintain the stateful mechanism means what here? Don't cancel that values, don't reset these values. So of course, governor limits will be getting resetted. Okay, governor limits will be getting resetted, but please don't reset my variable values. Please don't reset my collections. What are the collections I'm defining inside my batch class? Okay, what are the collections I'm defining inside my batch class? What are the objects I'm defining inside my batch class? What are the variables I'm defining inside my batch class? Please don't reset these values. Make these values as it is. I would like to carry forward these values to the next batches also, till end of the batches. So in this case, I want to inform to the Salesforce, please allow the stateful mechanism. Stateful mechanism means what here? No, stateful means what? Don't cancel these operations now. So once the first batch processing is done, upon going to the next batch, then please remember this field value also in the next batch. I want to carry forward these values to till the last batch. Okay? Now, so now here in this case, how can we carry forward these values now? In order to carry forward these values, we need to maintain the batch processing in the stateful mechanism. In order to maintain that batch to be the stateful mechanism, we have to use an interface called as database.stateful. We have to use database.stateful interface. Database.stateful is an interface which will be allows you to carry forward the information from one batch to another batch. That means one batch records results can be carried forward to the next batch also till last batches. Okay, last batches. Clear? Now, in this case, how can we do that? So, how much code we need to write for this one? Simply go to your batch class. Okay, after the database.batchable, simply specify your interface. Database.stateful. That's it. Over. No need to write any additional code. It is going to be making the batch processing in the stateful mechanism. So that here from now onwards, whenever I'm going to be passing from one batch to another batch, whatever the variable values are available, these values will not be getting resetted. These values are passing to the next batch also till the last batch which we have. Okay? Clear? Governor limits will be getting resetted. But your variables, your different variables, your different collections, and your different objects will not be getting resetted here. These will be carried forward till last batches whatever. Okay? Clear? Understood the concept now? Now let me execute this piece of code. Before that, let me remove that email. So it is the old email now. I'm executing the batch class right now. See the results. So now I'm receiving the email notification from Salesforce. Still is loading that. I received the email notification from Salesforce. So now weekly batch job status notification alert, and this is the new batch job ID allocated by Salesforce. Now let's see. So now here we have received that values. So this is my batch job ID, batch job name, status, number of batches processed with Salesforce, number of failed batch jobs you will be having that. Okay. So now in this case, whenever we are going to be using the batch processing is purely running inside the stateless mechanism, right? Okay. It is purely running inside that stateless mechanism. So we need to make it as stateful also with the help of database.stateful. Okay.
So inside what we use JavaScript.
Which one?
Stateful.
No. It won't use any script code inside. Inside the programming, they're not using this script. But just they are going to persisting the values.
We also
It is purely RPC, remote procedure calls, inter-process communications. Okay, like one transaction can able to communicate with another transaction. At that time, we are using that IPC call, inter-process communication. Yes, sir. Two transactions can communicate with each other. Once the transaction is over, it can pass the result to the next transaction. Next transaction will take that values based on it will go ahead further. So like that, all the transactions. Okay.
in your browser, we store the value.
Which value? This value cannot be stored in the browser cache.
Username, password, or like that value. Store the browser.
Basically, password will not be storing inside the cookie. Cookie will store only some usernames. That's what. Upon entering the username will be getting remembered, but the password will not be visible to you. Cookie will be storing only the usernames, not the passwords.
Behind this logic, I think cookie URL that.
No, because our cookies are only using by browsers.
Yeah.
Cookies are only using by the browsers, not that the backend program.
The normal server is.
Yes, right. Because these are not executing in my local system, these are purely executing inside the server side. So they are using that IPC calls internally, so that the multiple transactions can communicate with each other. Okay.
Sir, go to the individual batch. Individual batch.
Individual. Now we have to store in separate variables. We have to maintain a separate collection and then we have to store inside that. Okay, maintain a separate collection, like individual batch size if you want. So at that time, use a collection. Now tell me what kind of collection. I want the batch number and then the batch total annual revenue. Map collection, right? We have to use that map collection. We can define that map collection, specify that batch number or integer variable. We can specify integer. So these are the batch number, so B1, B2, B3, 1, 2, 3, for whatever we can specify, and then you will be having the currency, that means this one. Okay, we have to define that. So once the batch is over, okay, once the first batch is over, then we have to add. Define your own map collection. Okay, here we can define that map collection. Map of, I'm indicating the integer, and we have to specify the value like as decimal. Map batch sum. Okay, I'm indicating this. And then we can able to create that object of this collection over here. And then we have to specify each and every batch. Okay, for every batch we have to increment the value by every time 1 by 1 by 1. Okay, so initially we can give that the integer value equals to 1, and second time we have to increment that value by 1. So that initially we can give that value. Non-indicative. Global integer batch number. I'm indicating initially the value 1. So now here in this case, once that first collection has been over, then after collecting the data here, I would like to indicate that. So now I'm indicating that map batch sum. Map batch sum dot. Here we can specify that values. What is that values here? First one is the batch number I want to pass. And then second one is total leads revenue. Okay. Individual batch wise sum we can able to maintain. Or else you can define a separate variable here, the batch sum, that value we can able to store. Okay, this is how we need to maintain that the map collection. By using that map collection, we can able to maintain the each and every batch results also. That possibility will be there. Clear? Understood the concept of stateful interface? So in this stateful interface, we are going to be using that database stateful interface, which is going to be providing the communication between all the batches available inside your batch processing. That means once the one batch processing has been done, what are the results we have collected, those results we can able to carry forward for the next batch also with the help of that database stateful interfaces. Okay, clear?
So using different class also we can't say variable.
Different class why?
Global of class and variable like when we are storing the username and password. You said that we can't use the permission. Instead of we can use different class, we can call
Where that query string is different. The query string is different. Page to page, that values are different.
Yeah, but from username and password we can't send using query string. You said that we can send to inside the class we can send.
Okay.
Here are the context set.
We can store this inside an object also. We need to perform some DML operations again. Okay, we have to perform DML operation. We have to collect that, prepare one separate object inside your Salesforce instance. We can able to store inside. If I'm storing inside a class, then at that time, that values will not be persisting permanently. Okay, permanently those values will not be getting besides. So that if you want to maintain one separate object, then you can maintain. This is the batch number. In that batch, this is the batch 1, first batch. This is the total revenue. Second batch, revenue. Third batch, revenue. Like that, we can store inside your object also by using DML operations. Okay.
We have to use database stateful. Interface also, at the time also we need to use.
Even though keep user, data time both we can use. That's what we are using now.
No, at the time also we need to data.
Same also we have to do. If you did not put in that one here, it won't hello. Okay, it won't tell. Okay. Clear? Now. So let me give you a small requirement on this one. Let me place this code first. So let me give you some note point at least, okay? Then we can have a photo shoot for this one. State management. By default, batch processing will execute all the batches in the stateless mechanism. That is, each batch will run or each batch will execute under the control of a separated transaction. That means discrete transaction. So once the batch process is over, then it will erase the results of the batch. It will erase the results of the batch. That is, one batch records results can be carried forward to the next batch, inside the batch processing. One batch records results can be carried forward to the next batch inside the batch processing. Once a batch has been processed, once a batch has been completed, then Salesforce will reset the governor limits and it will reset the variables, collections, and objects defined inside the batch class. Once a batch has been completed, then Salesforce will reset the governor limits and it will reset the variables, collections, and objects defined inside the batch class. Now, to carry forward the batch results to the next batch, we have to make the batch processing the stateful implement with the stateful mechanism. In the stateful mechanism. That is, we can pass the previous batch results to the next batch. In the batch processing till the end of the batches, till the last batch, till the last batch in the batch processing, till the last batch in the batch processing. We can achieve this feature by using an interface database dot stateful. We need to implement the batch class with the database dot stateful interface. Now the syntax. Global class, batch class name, implements database dot batchable of a subject, comma, database dot stateful. Now, can we implement multiple interfaces inside a class? Yes, that possibility is. Done with these points. Done? Now, so let's take a small use case as an assignment. So let me explain that use case. For example, I'm having this lead object. In this lead object, I'm updating the lead records. Through batch programming, I would like to update that lead record. I want to change this company name as, okay, I want to change this company name as, like some TCS. Phone number I want to update. Title also I want to update. Okay. So now in this case, I'm having the totally 620 lead records are there inside my object. Okay. I have 620 lead records are there inside my object. I want to split them to the various batches of size 5. Each batch should have maximum of 5 records, not more than. Now get each and every record available inside the batch and then update these lead records to the title value, assign the title to sales rep, and then assign that the company name to some TCS and the phone number to some that. Okay, and then status. Lead record status to I want to indicate that working contact. Okay. So these are the 4 values I want to update for each and every lead record available inside. Okay. So now in this case, you will be having so many batches to be available. If I'm dividing this all the 620 lead records into the various small batches of size 5, how many batches will be available? You will be having the now 62, and then you will be having 124 batches will be available. Okay, I will be having 124 batches. Now in this case, upon processing the batch 1, okay, first batch has been processed successfully. Second batch has been processed. Third batch processed successfully. Batch 4 is done. Batch 10 is also there. Now when come to the batch 11, one record has been filled. Okay. From out of the 5 records in the batch 11, one record is here. Now in this case, generally what Salesforce will do, the complete batch will be getting cancelled. Okay, the complete batch will be getting cancelled. I don't want to cancel the complete batch. I want to make that only the record has to be get free. Okay, only that record has to be get cancelled. Remaining 4 records inside the batch should be get processed as it. That is my requirement. Okay, that means I want to apply the partial processing mechanism within the batch. Upon updating the record, don't use that normal DMS statement. Okay, use that database class. Use that database class. Okay, allow the partial processing mechanism by passing the second parameter value as false. Okay, as part of the database class update statement, we have to specify the collection name and align with the second parameter as. Now it will be allowing the partial processing mechanism. So whatever the record has been failed, collect that record information. Okay, collect that information, store inside a map collection. Store inside a map collection. Map, I would like to store the lead record information. Lead, and for this particular lead record, there is some failures have been happened. Why the record has been failed? I want that error messages in the form of it. Okay, I want the error message. That means lead record, which lead record has been failed. I can't press the ID because record is not yet updated. Okay, record is not yet updated. So in this case, if I'm giving simply ID, why the record has been failed, I want to know. What values I'm supplying right now, I want to know that. For that one, I want that lead record which has been failed, and then along with that error message why the record has been. I want that collection. So that we need a map. Map failed records. Okay, failed record. Define that map collection. Whenever the record has been getting failed, add this failed record to the map collection. Okay, add that failed record to the map collection. How? If the record has been failed, then I want to add this record to the map collection. Only the failed record, not the success records. Only the failed record I would like to add to that map collection right now. So in this case, we have to add because map failed record. We have to specify that particular lead record. Along with that, we have to specify. A lead record which has been failed, collect the error messages, you have to add the error messages inside my scheme parameter. Now in the first second, in the 11th batch, one record has been failed. Then move forward to that next batch, that is batch 12. Batch 12, all the records have been processed. Batch 13, all the records have been processed. Batch 50, all the records have been processed. Batch 100, all the records have been processed. In the batch 101, okay, 2 records have been failed. Add these 2 records into that map collection. Then how many records are there now in my collection? 3 records are there. In the batch 11, 1 record has been failed. In the batch 101, 2 records have been failed. 3 records are there. Like that, here for all the batches. Okay, up to we are having 124 batches. In this all these batches, whatever the records have been failed, collect all the records, store inside your map collection. At the end of the batch processing, please send an email notification to the end user. These are the records which have been failed as part of that process. Okay, these are the records which have been failed as part of that batch processing. I want the complete email notification, including the record, and then along with the error message also in the form of a tabular format inside the email. In my email, I want the records information in the form of a tabular format. I want a table inside my email. In that table, it should have the 2 columns. The first column will be the record which has been failed. That means which lead record has been failed, and then what is the reason why the record has been failed. Okay. Now the record has to be get stored inside this particular email notification in the form of a tabular format. Okay. So once all the records have been available in this one, with this complete information, I want to create one case record to the user. Okay. I want a case record. In that case, the description, this entire table has to be get placed over. Okay. Clear? Why you are feeling difficult? It's very, very simple example. Okay. Already you've done all these things. Previously, we have implemented this functionality during the database class methods. Already you have done this implementation also, sending the email notification, tracking the results, and then attaching the email because the PDF files also, creating the case, everything got done. Just we are using the same functionality as part of my batch processing. Okay, because the real-time, this is the process we need to do. We have to execute the batch class and then collect all failed records, store inside a collection, and then create an email notification. Send this email notification to the service side. With that, one case has to be created and then to the service. Okay, because both the people should be aware of. So in this case, here I have to collect all the field records, store inside the map collection, send the email notification in the form of a table or format, send this email notification to the owner of that batch class, okay, who has prepared that, and along with that, create a case record with this description. Okay, create a case record with this description with a high priority case. Okay, with a high priority case. Okay, clear? Now, try this implementation over here. Okay, this is my use case. Now, understood the concept here? Again, Photoshop.
Sir, how to store only patent cards in the list? In the list, how to store only the patent cards?
Map collection.
How?
We have to add by using put method.
Only patent cards you said.
Only field records.
How only patent cards?
You know that, right? All the functionality. Okay, already we have discussed that which record has been failed. We can track by using that database that save result class. Upon updating that, we are going to be using that save result class. In that save result class, it is going to be indicating whether the record has been failed or not. That means we can use res dot is a success. If it is not success, that means record has been failed. Then collect that record information and then get the error messages for using get errors method. We can able to add inside that to the map collection. Already with this implementation, already we are done with that during that CMS statement concept. Okay, the complete implementation has been done. Okay, collecting the field records, storing inside the map, sending the email notification in the form of a table or format, creating the case, attaching the attachments, everything we have done already. Okay, just now we are going to be using that similar feature as part of the batch process concept. Okay, clear? Make a note of this assignment now. Configure a batch job to update the lead records. To update the lead records, title, phone, company, and then status fields. Status field values. As well. For that lead title, I want to assign the value as sales representative. Phone. I'm indicating some value. I'm indicating some PCS. I'm giving the fines. Update the lead records by using batch processing, by dividing the records to various batches of size 5. Second, allow the partial processing mechanism inside the batch and collect the failed records inside a collection and collect the failed records of all the batches inside a collection. Once all the batches has been processed, then send an email notification to the batch owner by including the failed records in the form of a tabular format inside the email content. As below. Once the email notification has been sent to the batch owner, then create a high priority case by assigning all the failed records. By assigning all the failed records to the case owner to process the records manually. Clear about the requirement? Okay. So do this assignment today. Tomorrow we'll see the concept of flex queues, and then we'll see the concept of scheduling. How can we schedule the batch of jobs? We'll see practically. After that, we'll be having 2 more features like as a future methods. And then we will be having a concept called as queuable apex or the queuable interface. So these 2 features we're completing on Monday. From Tuesday onwards, we're starting the concept of triggers. Okay. Saturday, Sunday, we have the session, right? Lunch sessions. Okay. So now tomorrow we are having these 2 features. Saturday we are going to be completing the future methods in queuable, and Sunday we're starting the triggers concept. Okay.